given the state of the AFC right now, and it feels like football in general, but for the Steelers' purposes, the AFC, we all thought the Bengals and Bills, or a lot of people did, I should say, were going to be really good. 2 shoo-ins for the playoffs. They're both in dire straits right now. Every game is being decided by a field goal in the NFL. Is this the perfect season for the Steelers? Have they figured this out? Every game is close and late. They're 13-5 in their last 18 games, almost all of them close and late. Is Mike Tomlin and even Kenny Pickett in fourth quarters, are they the right team at the right time here, Ron, to actually get in the playoffs and win a game?
Al, let me answer that in 2 weeks. I'm not ready to say that. These next 2 games, the AFC North road action, as Tomlin likes to call it,
yes,
is going to be so pivotal for them. I mean, I think if they even split, if they go 1-1 in those 2, I'd probably answer your question yes. They have it figured out a little bit. If they're 7-4, right? That's what they'd be if they split, correct? Yeah. They're in a pretty good spot, and then they have those 3 games in a row. I look at it the way the schedule is. You got the 2 very tough road games, and no matter what, AFC North road games.
Yes.
Then you're home for who? Arizona, New England, and then you go to Indy, and the middle 3, and then the brutal finish: Cincy home, at Seattle, at Baltimore. So I kind of break it down 2, 3, and 3, and they split these next 2, and then they have those 3 that even if you go 2-1 in those, man, all of a sudden now you're 9-5 going into those last 3.
Yeah, I mean it
Pretty
just
good
seems
spot.
like who's good. Who's really good? Kansas City. It's Kansas City because they're Kansas City. And Mahomes was great, by the way.
I
Manning
turned it on a little bit last night. He was good. He's very personable.
He picked out. Yeah, he seems like a really good guy. He picks out exactly what they're going to do down by the goal line. He's like, yeah, they're going to run it twice, and then they're going to run a play action. I mean, what better? Why would I watch the other telecast when I can have the Manning brothers and Mahomes breaking down the game?
Who knows it better than them?
It's tremendous, Ron.
Yeah. I did. For the first time, I tuned them in a little bit.
And then Peyton was pissed for the whole game about he was into it from a Broncos perspective.
Well, that's his
and
whole
after
team,
the game,
yeah.
he didn't even root. He didn't even care. He's like, there were 12 men on the field. I don't care that we won the game. I don't care.
We didn't deserve it.
Yeah, almost like that. I mean, it was
what Steeler fans feel like every single week.
As Kyle Brandt said, he was on with them last night, too. This is the best bad game I've seen in a while. It was compelling.
Yes.
Horrible,
I could
horrible
watch
football.
Peyton Manning do anything, and I would be entertained. He is so good in front of the camera. And I'll tell you what, Eli's getting a lot better, too.
They're just funny
Eli is getting a lot better.
Yeah,
and then
that game was so bad it was good.
Exactly.
Last night.
Like a bad movie.
It was just a train wreck after train wreck after train wreck.
Like The Man Who Loved Women starring Burt Reynolds. Just a horrific movie, but you couldn't take your eyes off it because it was so bad, Ron. It was so bad it was good. But look at the AFC. What team do I fear here? Kansas City and Kansas City, period. End of story. The team I still fear the second most is the Bengals. Crazy as that might seem, and realizing they might not make the playoffs.
I would agree, and I'll tell you, I'd put Miami too at home.
Maybe
maybe only at home. If they're playing at home, I think they're going to be real tough to beat.
But who have they beaten at home? I need to see them beat a good team at home first before I start really believing that they're a juggernaut at home.
There's no good teams, though.
I know. And does that, that's true.
They're all mediocre teams, right?
But they lost to, I'm talking NFC too. They lost to Philly by 2 touchdowns on the road. I don't know. There's no team I fear other than Kansas City. And that, to me, that's
How about Baltimore?
No, not if the Steelers always beat Baltimore.
Yeah, but
I don't know what the hell they're doing at the end of games.
Always doesn't last for always, though.
No, but it's lasting right now. They just came off a horrific showing. Horrific. Why would you fear them? You own them.
I don't feel quite that confident about it.
You know what I
didn't
noticed?
say I felt confident. I said, but there's a difference between feeling confident and fearing. There's a lot of.
Yeah.
I don't fear Baltimore.
Hey, you don't fear anybody. You're Joe Starkey. You
don't
fear
not me personally.
You fear everybody personally,
yes.
right?
I'm afraid of everything and everyone.
You live in your fears.
I'm serious. This is a landscape. I guess what I'm trying to say is this is a landscape that's ideal for a team as mediocre on the positive side as the Steelers. They're thriving in this world of rampant mediocrity. That's who they are.
So the Steelers are, to get the lingo correct, they're positively mediocre?
Yes. And in this landscape right now, why couldn't they get to the – well, I think they're going to get to the playoffs. Why couldn't they even win a game? Why not? Look around us. Look at this, Folsey. You have the AFC West, everybody stinks but the Chiefs. The AFC South, I think everybody stinks. Yeah, maybe the Texans are okay.
Yeah, I think Houston's okay.
And the Jags are okay.
Yeah.
The Jags are kind of a fraud, if you ask me.
Well, they were last week.
And what are the Colts doing?
They're 6-3.
Yeah, I kind of like the Colts a little bit.
I hate them.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, they're better than I thought they'd be.
The Colts are 1-4 at home and 4-1 away.
That makes
How does
no
that
sense.
make any sense?
I was going to say that Steelers game there is not going to be a gimme.
No.
Of course,
no, well, that's the point.
None of the
games are gimmies anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
How many games are there every week, Nini?
I don't know.
Without the buys.
16.
Without buys.
Without buys.
I think there's no buys this weekend, actually. I think
so last weekend
games.
there was, 12, 13, 14, 12. Half of them went to a field goal.
Yeah.
Nobody's good. Everybody stinks except the Chiefs. I think this is a landscape in which this team this year, it's perfect for the Steelers. And they might lose the rest of their games because they're all coming down to the wire, Ron.